So are the new Jeffrey Epstein revelations making anybody else like really grateful to the Me Too movement? For those of you who may not remember, the Me Too movement was, I think, what, 2017, 2018, thereabouts. A whole range of scandals prompted by the fact that, the molester in chief, Donald Trump, was president, but also I think there was a Supreme Court justice that mattered. There was a whole range of scandals around the way that women were treated in the workplace, societally, like more broadly. It prompted a lot of questioning. It prompted questioning for me, like my behavior towards women in the past. Things that I used to think that was funny that actually wasn't funny. And it was a real like societal reckoning. As soon as Joe Biden became president, all of this was discarded. He, in fact, had a prominent accuser who may or may not have been crazy, but she was just quickly shunted aside. And it's sort of at that point, Me Too stopped being such a big thing. And especially with Donald Trump getting reelected, we've got things like prominent tech executives saying, like, oh, it's time to make the workplace more masculine again, this, that, and the other thing. But despite all of that backlash, and this is how societal movements work, like political correctness, anti-racism, anti-wokeness, is like, sure, like they push the pendulum back a little bit, but society has still changed massively. And I think the clearest indication I'm getting of that is the reaction to new Jeffrey Epstein revelations. Jeffrey Epstein, disgusting guy, obviously, pedophile, this, that, and the other thing, and also has these really tight relationships with really powerful people. But what's really interesting to me about, I think that people are more invested in this being, creepier and weirder than it actually is. Not saying that Jeffrey Epstein isn't incredibly creepy and weird, but it's interesting as a guy who is in his late 40s, looking at all of these emails that people are so scandalized by, the way that they talk about women, the way that this guy who, was convicted of like sleeping with teenagers, people were okay hanging out with him or thought it was kind of funny or something they could joke about. Or before his conviction, the way they like put together this big birthday book that's like incredible, just seems incredibly creepy and rapey. Before 2017, I don't think that these things would have been viewed that way. Before the Me Too movement, I don't think things would be viewed this way. And let me be very clear, it is much better that as a society we look at these emails and we look at the birthday book and stuff that, these messages, and are appalled by it. It's right that we should be appalled by it. It is disgusting that like these powerful men could speak about women in these ways, think it was funny to have sex with underage women, or maybe even aspire to it a little bit. And the fact that we now find that appalling is down to the Me Too movement. I think that's a good thing.